Hi, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center once again. And I'm going to look at the immigrants that were the family separation policy that separated families down at the border. And there are still a lot of those people sort of just swallowing down there or around the country, children still separated from their parents, I believe. And so I have a reader or a watcher who is concerned. She feels she feels empathy. She's actually suffering through this, which many empaths do. So if you are like that, I would suggest you sort of hand it off to the higher power and ask them to take care of them and try to separate yourself from the emotional suffering that it can cause for you. Easier said than done when you're an empath, but you have to give yourself a break every now and again. Suffering along with them not necessarily ease their suffering. Okay, so I am going to look at this, and so the question I want to pose is anything going to change over the next 6 months with these separated families? Let's see how it's going to go for them over the next 6 months. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck. All right, the immediate environment. Okay, Temperance. Okay, so this makes me feel good. I feel as though there are people working for their benefit. There's also angelic help for them. So know that they are being helped on many levels. Don't feel like they're completely forgotten, because they're not. Spirit has them, which isn't to say we don't do anything about it. Just that's where it's at. What's crossing it? We have the Page of Swords. So I would say secrecy. Things aren't being... this card isn't generally secrecy. It's generally a spy. But I don't think we're getting the right information. Okay? There's a lot of perhaps misinformation around it, or they're lying to us on some level about this. So, all right, what's at the root? The Emperor. That would be My Way or the Highway, Trump. So she's at the root of this problem. All right, in the past, there was hope. I believe that was hope, that the immigrants had hope they would come to a better place, have a better life here in America. Asylum seekers and such. What's in the sky? They're sort of hung up. They're hung up, so things aren't going to change much. But that being said, this is also a card of connecting with cosmic consciousness, which says to me that we need to work on this problem at a higher level, a higher spiritual level. So if you're feeling like, if you're feeling powerless to change this, part of the reason I think that you're feeling so much is because you're connecting with that sense of powerlessness that you assume they feel. I'm sure there are many people who do feel that. I'm not saying they don't feel it. I said, but focusing on that isn't going to help them, and it's not going to help you. And so we need to really connect with Spirit. We need to have Spirit do a lot of the work here, as far as holding the space for these people. Let's see the immediate future. Okay, there's some victory here. I feel as though we may not be hearing about the victories, but I believe there are some victories occurring. I know the ACLU is working really hard on this. The courts have tried to, push the administration to do things. I do believe that there are some victories coming soon, within the next 6 weeks perhaps, because that's what that card is, the next 6 weeks. How people see it from the outside, a giant mess. Just a mess, just like a total mess. The domestic situation, we have messages. So again, I think we're going to hear something soon. Something soon. Hopes and fears that nothing's going to happen. That nothing's going to change. The Chariot upside down. It's a fear. Maybe for some people a hope. But I imagine most of the people who watch me, it's a fear. And the outcome, that's them. Coming for a better life. Now, that being said, this looks like a terrible card to have as an outcome, and I will pull to see if I can get a major arcana. But this card talks about the necessity to connect with spirit in the darkest of times, and that even when things look bleak, we are still protected and loved by spirit. So let's keep that in mind for them. Okay, let's see if we can get a major arcana. We have the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Wands. That's sort of the great idea that sort of created a huge problem, right? I mean, great idea was sarcastic. Things are going to change for them. Did I say 6 months out? Within 6 months, there's going to be a reversal of a lot of this. A reversal. I personally think, and I'm not even sure, and I apologize for my my lack of knowledge in these things. To my thing is I went to 12 years of Catholic school. We didn't learn about government in Catholic school. We learned about churchy things. But if the house can do anything about this, they will. There's way too many women in the house to let this sit. Sorry, not going to happen. So I do see a change. In the meantime, hand this burden over to Spirit. Spirit is working on the higher realms to bring peace and balance to this and healing. And we also have to remember that oftentimes people on some level choose to be experiencing the things they're experiencing, just like we choose to be here now, just like we choose to be here with the shifting of all the energy. Nobody's a hapless victim, and I have to be very careful how I say this. Well, I want to. Okay, so I'm just going to stop there and say that send the love, ask Spirit to help. In fact, the woman who asked me about this was talking about marshaling the forces of Spirit. Well, I want you to know they are marshaled and they are working. So hopefully that makes you feel better. Makes me feel better too, but we still have to stay aware that this situation is out there and such. So I think the next thing I'll ask about is the caravan coming up now from Mexico, from Central America through Mexico now. So I guess some of them are arrived at Tijuana, and they had a lot of trouble there with the Mexicans who don't want any more people in Tijuana. I've never been to Tijuana, but I can imagine it's pretty crowded. It could be a dangerous place. So, all right, I'll be back. Bye. Oh, like and subscribe. Sometimes I forget to say that. Okay, bye.